Hello everybody, thanks for joining. Today is still Friday. I have 4 videos in my camera and I think one already went up, so this will be the 3rd. I have 2 more videos that I've done with my butterfly journal, and then I have this because I just got my prompt a little while ago for In Love with Paper, or For the Love of Paper. By Gibson. But today's tag is by my friend, inspired by my friend Alura Lappier. So I am very excited, and today's prompt is cardstock, napkin, glitter, and lace. So she used Modpoge. And because I'm in Florida, I cannot use Modpoge because it doesn't dry. So I use glue stick, and then I'll probably cover it with matte gel medium by Liquitex. But you can use Modpoge, depending on where you are. I'm in Florida, it doesn't dry, ever. I don't know why, it just doesn't. I mean, my house is very cool and very dry, but, so I'm going to cut my napkin. This is the napkin I chose because it was the first one on top. And that is the bottom line. It was the top one in my spring summer little snap bag. So that's what I'm using. It's some lavender in a teacup. And I'm just going to cut it. And I love this napkin. I really do. And then I'm going to just cut along this edge because it's 2 of them. You know, it's 2 pieces. So I'm just going to cut along the edge to separate the 2 pieces. So I just have 1 square. There we go. There you go. So now I need to separate it, which I will do with some tape, which is what I typically will use. Scotch tape. I'm losing my towel. It's on my shoulder. And I'm having so much fun in my butterfly journal. I really am. I'm really loving it. So I will finish that today for sure, because I just need to put everything away, which will take me the rest of the afternoon. So I'm going to separate it and make sure that there's only 2 plies, but I'm not going to throw away this ply because I keep them. So let me just make sure that there's only 1 ply, which I'm pretty sure there is, but you never know. So I always go up here in the corner just to make sure. Yep, there's only 1. So now I'm just going to snip off this tape and save my little piece of napkin because I use it. You can stamp on it. There's so many things you can do with it. You can run it through your printer if you know what you're doing. Yeah, there's lots of things. You can scrunch it up and use it in mixed media, which I hope to do a lot more of. So I'll just get my piece of parchment paper so I can glue down my napkin. But first, and as you can see, it is embossed. And I was wondering, which side I should use, the embossed side or the plain side. I really love that embossing. I'm glad I saved it. I think I'm going to use the embossed side because I'm pretty sure that when I do put my napkin on and I do get it, I'm gonna go this way, and I do get the matte medium on, I think you'll see the embossing, and I think that might look good. So, something different. I've never tried it before, but it was a scrap. I'm trying to use up my scraps, as you all know. I'm trying to get my ephemera put away. So I'm going to put a lot of glue on here. And you could also put your napkin on and fabric and run it through your embossing machine as well after you glue it. Follow Celeste on Woodland Inspired. She is the master of embossing fabric, and oh my goodness, I have to go and watch her because I ordered some little kits from I did a video on it. Inspirations. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, she embossed a ribbon, and I have to go and watch Celeste because she does embossed fabric. I think ribbon as well, and I haven't watched the video in a while, so I'm going to have to go back and see that because I have done the fabric. I've never done ribbon, so there has to be a way. And as you can see, I've really covered this good with my glue stick, which I am using my favorite, which is the Scotch Permanent, even though I still have some of the small sticks left. This is my preferred way of doing my napkins. So she said the instructions were a layer napkin. I mean, I'd love to piece it, but I have to lay it on my cardstock because that's what the instructions were. I really want to get that spoon, but I really want to make sure my lavender is to the top. I really wanted to get some of those words in, and you can just kind of, if it doesn't go down for you, you can kind of lift it up slowly, and then from the center, carefully with your finger. And I think I got the whole, I think I got the whole thing on. I wanted these words in there really bad, but that's all right. It's okay. I'll use them in a different one. I can feel the embossing. It feels good. Oh, I took a little butterfly out just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it because it showed up. It's on there. So I'm thinking once I do put the matte medium on, I can see the embossing. You probably can't. But then what I'll do is I'll just go along here. And I didn't get the whole, I did get the spoon. I just didn't get the whole tea plate, I did get the teacup. That was important. So I'm just going to go along here and kind of press it down. Make sure it's all glued before I start tearing it. Because I do like the torn look when I do napkin. Yes, you can see the embossing. It's coming through as I press it down. It looks nice, especially where the white is in the napkin. That really looks nice. And in the teacup as well. So yeah, good idea. First time I've ever done that. I'm not probably the first one that's ever done it, but it does look good. I'm glad I did that side. I don't think you can see it in the camera, but I can see the embossing coming through. It looks really nice. So now I'm just going to carefully make sure that's dry. What else do I have to do so I can let this dry a little bit longer? What I need to do is, I have this little bag. I'm going to add a sprig of a press sleeve in there if it fits, because this is going to go on a pocket on the back. So let's see how this is going to work. I'll have to cut it, which is fine. It's just the stem, I think. The rest should probably fit. I love adding pressed flowers to anything. So there's that. I think I'll add another flower. These I got at my daughter's when we went to Vermont last year. And they're so pretty. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. So there's a purple one because, you know, there's purple in there. So I think I'll add this maybe down here while that's drying, because this is going to go in a pocket, like I said, in the back. Let me just get this open so I can get that in there. And then if I send it to somebody, they can use the dried flowers wherever they want. Maybe make a little bouquet in the back or something. You know? There's that one. And there was a little yellow one, so I'm going to try and get that in there as well. It's just leftovers, actually, from what I used the other day. And I want to get... I mean, I could put them away, but... Ugh. Goodness, this is taking longer than the napkin, but it's worth it. So, oh, this is not happening the way I wanted it to. There we go. And then this little teeny tiny yellow one, which I think is like a buttercup. I'm not sure. They're weeds. There you go. That's pretty. And that will go in a pocket in the back. Maybe I'll put a little piece of H tape on the back. I don't know. There's another leaf. One more leaf. Oh, there's a little piece of purple in there too. Actually, a couple. No. Yeah. Let me stick that in there. Might as well get rid of all of them. You can just fall where it may. It's kind of coming apart. One leaf is enough, I think. But I have to take it out because I'll need that glitter. I just didn't want to lose any of my little bits. Okay, so that's done. So this should be dry. And now I'll just leave it for a few minutes before you tear it off. You can cut it off. I like the torn edge. I may stitch around it. Well, probably not. I like the embossing, and I think that's enough. I love that crown. I wish I could have gotten the whole thing. And as I'm going around, I'm kind of just pushing that back. I don't mind if it comes up off of the card at all. As a matter of fact, I might do it on purpose. Well, it's going to be some lace there, but really love these script words, but it's all right. Use it on something else. This is lavender, which I love. I grow lavender. I think I've said that like 1,000 times in the past year. And I dry it and I press it, and then, yeah, I use it a lot in my projects. But I had that left out, and I want to get my desk clean. Everything else is done. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I still have my photographs to do, but it's getting there. It's a process. I definitely have to finish it though, because I have piles on my floor because that's where I've been sitting to do it while I watch videos. I think I'll just tear that. Just, I don't know, kind of gives it a better look when you do that. This up here, I am so glad actually that I did use the embossed side because it's white. And I wouldn't typically use that. I would have gone around this. But I don't know if you can see the embossing in the camera, but it's there. And it looks nice. It looks really nice. Okay, so that's a scrap. The other, I think I'm going to keep. I'm just going to tear this off. And I'll keep the rest of this, because you can always use that on something. Trash. Bits of flowers. Okay, so now I will go ahead and put the matte medium on, and I just use the Liquitex matte gel medium, but I mean, I think there's like 1,000 brands you can use. And what I'll do is, I think it's pretty dry. I just want to press it down a little bit more and see if I can get a little bit more of that embossing up. Who knows? It's a pretty embossing folder. It kind of gives it a, I don't know, texture for sure. There. All right, so now I'm going to take some Liquitex instead of the Modpoge, and I'm going to go from the center. I'm using a very, very soft brush, and it's matte, so it won't be shiny, and it dries really fast. So, and I'm going in the one direction, because sometimes it will pick up the ink. So I want to be careful of that. So I'm going very lightly. And I'm not using a lot, as you can see. So I've already done the top. And I'm not going over it again. Now I'll just turn it. Get some more. And again, I'm barely touching it with the brush. I'm mainly using the matte medium. See, like, what's on my brush? And I'm barely touching it with my brush, which I might want to do that, because then I can kind of get in where the embossing is, right? So maybe I should press down a little bit heavier and see if I can get that embossing to come up. Just don't keep going over it. You'll tear your napkin. It's so fragile. Now I'm just going to go along the sides, because it didn't really, I didn't catch it there. I'm going to go out this way. So you don't have to use the matte medium if you like that feel of the napkin. But the instructions were Modpoge, you know, or obviously the matte medium if you don't have Modpoge, or you can't use it. I'm just going along my edge here, making sure I've got everything down, which I think I do. And let me just get the bottom of this cup. I can see the embossing is starting to come up. If I had used the gloss, I bet the embossing would have showed up more. But I was a little bit hesitant on that part. Now, if you want to do a second coat, wait for this one to dry. I can just see the areas I didn't really get. And like I said, use a very, very soft brush and clean it right away. I use hand sanitizer, and then, you know, in a little while, I'll wash it with some Dawn dish soap, but the hand sanitizer takes it right off. I just like the brush to stay clean. It's not an expensive brush, but still, this is my favorite brush to use for this. So that's that. Maybe I'll do a little bit more up here to try and bring up that without ripping the napkin. But I'm loving the embossing. I hope you'll see it more as it dries. Okay, that's about it. I think I've got it good. I know it's dry because I can hear the brush against it. It dries really fast, and I've got my overhead fan on, so that first coat's already dry. Just put a little bit more on this so I can see that lavender and the tea. And a little bit. Well, I guess he's dark enough. Don't do too much, because then it will just turn white. You won't see your words or anything. There. So let that dry just for a second. Never know when to stop. All right. So I need a paper towel, some hand sanitizer, which I have a big pump bottle, but sometimes I'll just pour it into here for my smaller projects. And I even clean, like I've said a million times before, but for anybody that's new, I clean my ink brushes the same way, and then I wash them in. But you definitely want to get that matte medium off, because it will stiffen the brush, and if you don't get it off right away. And then, you know, in a little while, you can wash it with a little bit of Dawn dish soap and water. If, you know, if you're using a favorite brush I like using a very soft brush. So I'll push that aside and just give this another good wash with the hand sanitizer. I clean everything with the hand sanitizer. My fingers, my mats, my inks, my ink brushes. I'm just making sure it's all off. And like I said, then you don't even have to wash it, but I will. I have some brushes to do anyway, so. And there you go. You've got a nice, clean, dry brush that's nice and soft, and all that sticky is off. And that should be dry. I mean, just about. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take some glitter. I'm gonna take these out of my bowl. I am going to now take some art glitter glue, because art glitter glue was made specifically for attaching glitter. which you probably already know. So now I'm gonna only put my glitter in certain spots. So I'm gonna put some glitter here by adding, maybe, I haven't used this in a long time. So let me just shake it up and see what happens. There we go. Oh, I'm glad I did that. It was kind of watery. There we go. So I'm just going to put a couple of dots along here. As you can see, am I still in frame? The sun is like blaring in my window. Putting a little bit of gold there. Kind of lost the spoon here in my, whoops. Let me just try and get my spoon back. I think I put a little bit more Modpoge on, or whatever that is, on the spoon that it needed. I may have to outline that a little bit so you can kind of see that spoon. So now I am going to, I just want to get a little bit of that off the lavender. That's too dry, it's dry, but I think you can still see it. I am going to now just take more glitter glue and kind of go here, here, here. I'm going to kind of just, even though there isn't, you know, any gold on the spoon, I'm going to put some there anyway to kind of define it a little bit. And then I'm going to go just kind of some few dots around the cup. I hope this is all dry, because if it isn't, then this isn't going to come out right, because the glitter is going to stick to the Modpoge, and I don't want it to. I think that'll be all for now. So what I'm going to do is take, this is glitter glass, German glitter glass. I'm just going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to now sprinkle it where that glue is by covering that glue like that. See? And when I tap it, it should come off. But, like I said, if there's any Modpoge still wet, it may not work as well as I wanted it to, but that's all right. I should have waited just a little bit more, or touched it, you know, did a quick heat gun to it, but I didn't. So I'm just sprinkling that sort of where the glue is. Hoping that it won't just attach to where I put it. Put a little bit more there. And a little bit more there. So yeah, make sure your Modpoge is dry, or your, unless you want to cover the whole thing with like a lighter color glitter. Now I'm just going to tip it over and tap it. And it did, it worked. It didn't get any where the Modpoge was. A little bit on the edge, but that doesn't bother me. And that's a little bit heavy on the spoon, but that's okay. It's fine. It just gives that spoon a little bit more definition. You can also take a dry brush and brush off what you don't want before it dries. But it does dry pretty quickly because, I mean, it'll dry as fast as the glue dries, which if you use acrylic glue, you know it dries pretty fast. So I'm just gonna keep tapping this until I get all that glitter off. That's not going to stick. And then I am going to go in here. I didn't put my top on, so I'm just making sure it comes out. I'm going to go in here because there's a little bit of gold in here. Just here. And here. And here and here. And here and here. Any more gold? Anybody? A little bit here. Okay, and then the same thing. And I do like the the glitter glass. This is the fine glitter glass. And I have silver. And a lot of times, most of the time I'll mix it, but this was definitely gold. You know what was in the napkin, so that's what I pulled. I'm just going to do this and take what's here and put that there. Like that. Then I'm just going to wait a second and tap it off. I think that's really pretty. I don't think it needs any more glitter. Right? I was going to do all the way around the edge, but I don't think it needs it. I love that butterfly. And like I said, if you think you have too much, you can always tap it and or dry brush it, and it will, you know, take it off. But I don't want any more off. So we'll leave that there. I'll take my glitter, fold it up like this because I don't like to waste any of it. I'll take my little bag. And you can do this on paper too. I just like working with the, you know, because of the glues and stuff. I'm just going to let that slide back in there, whatever does. Push was quite a bit. Press that up. And done. I'm going to fold this in half so I don't get anything on my project. And I'm going to put my pin back in, which this is stainless steel. I know it doesn't look it, but it is. It's been in this bottle forever. Like forever. I haven't used this since November. So, there's that. Now, I have this that I made. Oops. So I just took this little butterfly. I did pink because I just thought there was plenty of purple. But I'm not going to just hang it from the side. Actually, I think let me see if this is dry enough. Yeah, it is. Let me put what I'm going to do for my ribbon. Where's my punch? Oh, I'm using a tag punch. It's like what they use for like at stores and things like that. So I'm going to use this one as opposed to a grommet because I've used a grommet in just about all of my tags so far. I want this one to be a little bit different. And as you can see, I didn't do that. I rounded my corners instead. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. And it kind of makes like a slot. And then I'm just going to take this little piece of green ribbon and just no bow or anything. Just put it through. Actually, I was going to use my tiny attacher, but I don't think I'll have to. I think I have enough to do this. So I will. Yep. Well, that figures. There we go. Can you believe it's Friday already? I can't. I can't even believe it's June 7th. It's crazy. I mean, my goodness. I'd love to put a little button there, but I don't think I will. Maybe not. I don't know. So far I won't. All right, now I'm going to take this piece, which is going on the back as a pocket. It's just a piece of vellum. It's a little big. So I'll just move it over like this and press it down. And see how that works. Fabulous. So that's going to be my little pocket. I won't have to do that on camera. For this, I am going to take this little punch. If you don't have one of these, you can just use like a nail or your crocodile on its smallest little pin setting. So I'm going to attach it here. I don't want to cover that butterfly, so I'm going to, hold on. Let me see how long this is going to be. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Or maybe, no. Attach it there. So I'm going to go ahead and take my punch, and I'm going to punch about here. And that's only giving me some room to put this little gold flower in. It's just a brad. So I'm putting the brad in. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that my butterfly hangs down straight. Otherwise, if I just put it in, it's just not going to hang right. So I'm just going to take my butterfly, put it through my bulb pin, and just take it like this and make sure it's gonna sit right like this. Before I like tighten my legs, I'm going to go into the bulb pin down here and attach it here. Dang, that's a little bit long. I could take one of these rings off, which I'll do really quick. It won't take long. Take like 2 seconds. I thought it would need 3, but it doesn't. It probably would have been fine with 1. So I won't even use a tool. I don't think I'll need to. Let me just take that one off. And that should be short enough. And done. So again, take this. Now I just have 2 little jump rings. Well, I have the bigger jump ring on the bottom and then a smaller one on the top. You could probably get away with just one. So again, I'll put my little flower brad. Pardon my fingers, they're all gluey. I'm working with glue all day. I'm trying to get this in here now. Okay, so before I put my legs on, I'm going to slide this like this. Oops. I'm going to slide this in like this and pull it down, and see, now it stays straight. And that looks pretty. And it doesn't cover up my little lavender sign. And then I'm going to just simply open up the two little legs. And I'll cover that with something, I'm not sure what. And I'll put the pocket on after the video. Oh no, is that the right way? Hold on. Yep, just making sure. So you don't want to go real tight, but tight enough. And then the person can take it off if they want or whatever. You don't even have to do that part. I don't think I'll sew a button on because I have this little pink butterfly. So cute. Love it. And as it's drying, I can definitely see, you know, the lines of the embossing. I love it. I really do like it a lot. Okay, so that's it. Today's video. That is tag number 7 for my tag challenge for Love of Paper. And this particular one was inspired by Alura, and she is one of the administrators in the group. Moderators, administrators, it doesn't matter. She's awesome. She's also a dear friend. So I'll make this little pocket somehow, some way. It's actually kind of sticking together, so we'll see. It's just a piece of vellum. I don't even know if I'll use that part, but the reason why I want a pocket is because I want to put this in the pocket in the back. Okay, so that's it. You can barely see those little legs, but I'll probably put a little something in there. Okay, so that's it. Today's video. Tag number 7, June 7th, and the prompt was glitter. Oh, well, it was cardstock, napkin, and glitter. Yeah, and that's it. Oh, lace. Oh, darn it. Oh, no. What does that look like? How about if I do it like this? Or, hold on, maybe like this. Oh my goodness, I forgot all about the lace. And I do have plenty of pieces here. I just forgot. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Well, I don't really want to cover up that spoon. That poor spoon. No. Hold on 1 second. Oh, this is really small. I guess I'll use this piece. Yeah, I'll use that. So if you don't mind, I'll glue that on after the video because, well, it's actually sticking. No, it's not. But lace. So glue, Modpoge, napkin, glitter, lace, cardstock. That's it. Today's prompt. Loved it, Laura. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you, Karen, for this really, really fun challenge. I'm really enjoying it very, very much. All right, everybody. Take care. Until next time. Be well, be kind, be safe, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye.